Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel Learn with Ravi. I thank you all for the likes, shares and comments. In this session, we will be learning the concept of numbers. So numbers is one important concept which will fetch you plenty of marks in various competitive exams. This is the first part of numbers. We will see more in the upcoming videos. So let us begin with the very first question. What is a number? We can define the word number as a valid combination of digits having a unique value. For example, using digits 2 and 5, what are the numbers we can make? We can make 22, we can make 25, we can make 52, we can make 55. And we observe that all these four numbers have got different unique values. Clear with that? So now let us go ahead with the question, what is a digit? Now digit can be defined as it's a predefined symbol with a predefined value. For example, we have been writing 5 from your school days. Now what is actually 5? 5 can be written in many notations. For example, we have 5 in English, 5 in Roman, 5 in Devanagari script. It's all 5. We do not know how it is 5, but we take it for granted that that particular symbol is 5. So we observe that 5 have different symbols in different languages. So that's all about a number and a digit. Now let us speak about different types of numbers possible in mathematics. Now we call them as number notations. So let us begin with natural numbers. So natural numbers are the set of numbers that start with 1 and increase by 1 and tend to infinity. And whole numbers are those numbers that start with 0 and increase by 1 and tend to infinity. And now coming to integers. Integers are I or z, and those are set of positive and negative values that differ by 1 and they also have a 0. So integers are those set of numbers which are both positive and negative but differ by 1. Clear with that? Now, going ahead, we speak about rational numbers. A rational number is a number of the form x upon y, where y is not equal to 0 and x comma y are integers. A rational number will result in only three outputs: a fixed integer, a fixed decimal, or a recurring decimal. Now, when somebody questions you what is an irrational number, then we say that a number which is not rational is irrational. Now, what do you mean by the word not rational? So, as we have seen what is rational, so if something is not rational, then we say it as irrational. Now, going ahead, so we define the word irrational number as it is a number whose value has a non-recurring and non-terminating decimal. So a number whose decimal value is both non-recurring and non-terminating is an irrational number. So we define those numbers as pi, e, all the surds what we have learned are irrational numbers. So that is the meaning of not rational. Now going ahead, what are real numbers? So set of rational and irrational are called as real numbers. So all the numbers what we have learned before, if you put them together, are called as real numbers. And what are complex numbers? Complex numbers are those set of numbers of the form a plus or minus ib, where I square is minus 1, a comma b are real numbers, and keep in mind b should not be 0. So only those set of numbers are called as complex numbers. Fine with that? Yes. Now going ahead, let us learn more numbers. 6 when divided by 2 leaves a remainder 0. So we say that 2 divides 6 exactly. So in this example, we say 2 is a factor of 6 and we say 6 is a multiple of 2. So that's how we define the word factor multiple. Let us not complicate it. Now going ahead, let us speak about even numbers. What are even numbers? Those numbers which are exactly divisible by 2 are even numbers. Right? So 2, 4, 6, 8, 24, 84, 98 can be called as even numbers. And keep in mind, 0 is an even number because 0 when divided by 2 leaves a remainder 0. So as per definition, 0 is even. And the general notation of an even number is 2p, where p belongs to whole numbers, or 2n, where n belongs to whole number set. And then we define the word odd numbers. What are odd numbers? A number when divided by 2, if it leaves a remainder 1, are said to be odd numbers. So the examples can be 3, 5, 7 and so on. The general notation of odd numbers is 2n plus 1, and people even it is 2n minus 1. Now the question is whether it is plus 1 or minus 1. It is both plus 1 and minus 1 depending on the value of n. It is 2n plus 1 when n belongs to whole numbers. It is 2n minus 1 when n belongs to natural numbers. Is that clear? So going ahead, let us define prime numbers. What are prime numbers? A number which has only two distinct factors is prime. So examples can be 2, 17, 71, so on. Now giving more examples, you can learn things, but keep in mind one is not prime because one has only one factor. A number is prime only when it has two factors, and only two factors, and those two should be distinct factors. So keep in mind. Now prime numbers which are greater than 3 can be put in the form 6n plus 1 or 6n minus 1. For example, 5 as 6 into 1 minus 1. You can write 31 as 6 into 1 plus 1. Keep in mind, we have learned that all the prime numbers which are greater than 3 can be of the form 6n plus 1 or minus 1, but the vice versa is not true. What do you mean by that? All the numbers of the form 6n plus or minus 1 need not be prime. For example, take 25. 25 is 6 into 4 plus 1, but 25 is not prime. We take 35. 35 is 6 into 6 minus 1, and 35 is not prime. Isn't it? So, if a number is prime, it is in this format of 6n plus or minus 1. But if a number is of format 6n plus or minus 1, then it need not be prime. Okay with that? Now, going ahead, what is the composite number? A number which has more than two factors is composite. You can speak about 4, 18, 69. And keep in mind that 1 is neither composite. Why it is not composite? Because 1 has only one factor. Yes or no? So, we learn few points. The points are, there are 25 prime numbers between 1 and 100, and 2 is the only even prime, and 1 is neither prime nor composite. Fine with that? So this is how we learn about the basic things. Now let us go ahead with more numbers. What do you mean by that? Let us define the word twin primes. What are twin primes? The name says A comma B are called as twin primes only if AB are primes. The difference of AB is 2. Right? And we say the examples as 3, 5, 13, 11, 41, 43. Keep in mind both the numbers should be prime and the difference should be 2 only. 2 and 3 are primes, but the difference is not 2. So hence they are not twin primes. Similarly, 7, 9 are not twin primes because though the difference is 2, 9 is not prime. Going ahead, let us see the concept of coprimes. What are coprimes? Any two numbers are called as coprimes if their highest common factor is only 1. So A comma B are called as coprimes only if the highest common factor of AB is only 1. And keep in mind, A, B need not be prime. They can be any two numbers. So, for example, 3, 5, 5, 9, 9, 16 are called as coprimes. We'll see them in detail. So, coprimes can also be called as relative primes or mutual primes. Let us see some examples. So, 9, 16 are called as coprimes because the factors of 9 are 1, 3, 9. The factors of 16 are 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. The common term is only 1. Hence, 9, 16 are coprimes. Now, going ahead, if you see the concept of 4, 6, 4, 6 are not coprimes because the common factors are both 1 as well as 2. Hence, they are not coprimes. So, keep in mind, any two numbers are called as coprimes only if their common factor is 1 only. Similarly, 8, 12 are not coprimes because the common factors are more than 1. So, keep in mind, any two successive natural numbers are called as coprimes. Like 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. Any two successive natural numbers are called as coprimes. So keep that in mind. So let us begin with the first story called as rules of divisibility. Okay, the first model of numbers. Now let us start with the rule for 2, the rule for 4, the rule for 8. What is the rule for 2? The rule for 2 says for a given number, check the last digit or the unit digit. The unit digit should be 0 or it should be divisible by 2. And if you look for the rule for 4, the rule for 4 says check for the last two digits, the unit digit and the tens digit. Both these numbers should be 0 or they should be divisible by 4. We'll see examples, don't worry. If it is for 8, we check the last three digits. So the examples goes like this. Check the rule for 1248. The rule for 2 is we need to check the last digit, that is we check for 8. As 8 is divisible by 2, the complete number is divisible by 2. Now what is the rule for 4? The rule for 4 says check the last two digits, that is we check 48. As 48 is divisible by 4, the given number is divisible by 4. And we check for last three digits, that is 248. As 248 is divisible by 8, the given number is divisible by 8. So for 2, check the units place. For 4, check the units place and tens place together. And for 8, check the units, tens and hundreds place together. The same rules for 5, 25 and 25. Now to check for 2, 3, 7, 5, for 5, check the last digit, that is 5. And if it is for 25, check the last 2 digits, 75. And if it is for 125, check the last 3 digits. If the given number is 98700, we observe that the last 2 digits are 0. If the last 2 digits are 0, we apply the rule for 4 and the rule for 25. So we can say that 98700 is divisible by both 4 as well as by 25. What is the rule for 9? The rule for 3 or 9 is like this. For a given number, we need to add all the digits in a given number and check the final sum by 3 or by 9. Now, for example, take a number called as 988503. The step says add all the digits, you get 33. You can again add 3 plus 3, we get 6. Now 6 is divisible by 3, hence the given number is divisible by 3. 6 is not divisible by 9, hence the given number is not divisible by 9. So please keep in mind, we add all the digits in the given number and we check the divisibility of the final sum. Is that fine? Now going ahead, if the number is 798930, we add the digits, we get 36. Now 36, can we again add it, we get 9. Now 9 by 3 possible, 9 by 9 is also possible. Hence the given number is divisible by both 3 as well as by 9. Do we have any other method to check for 3 or 9? Yes, we have it. And that is called as the alternative method. In the method, we have seen to add the digits and sum to get the sum. But now instead of adding the digits, we remove the digits which are multiple of 3 if it is by 3, and we remove the digits which are multiples of 9 if it is for 9. So for example, check for 3. Now the given number is 988503. In the given number, 9 is a multiple of 3, 3 is a multiple of 3. So the first step is strike out 9 and strike out 3. Remove 9, remove 3. And what you are left with 885. What is 8 plus 8? 16. 16 plus 5, 21. 21 is also a multiple of 3. So we strike out 8850. As all the digits are striked off, we say that the given number is divisible by 3. Now check for 9. For example, my number is 798930. In the given number, 9 is a multiple of 9. So the first step is strike out 9s. And then you are left with 783. So 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 plus 3 is 18. 18 is also a multiple of 9. So strike out 7, 8 and 3 also. So as all the digits got striked out, the number is divisible by 9. Go with the next example, that is 6969632. So what is the first step? Remove 9s. Now look for the combination of digits that can make 9. Now 6 plus 3 is 9, right? So you can remove 6 and 3. So you are left with 6, 6 and 2. So 6 plus 6, 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. 14 is not a multiple of 9. So when we add them, you get 5. As 5 is not divisible by 9, the given number is not divisible by 9. Is that fine? Simple? Yes. Let us check the rule for 11. What is the rule for 11? The rule for 11 says you need to find the sum of the alternate digits and take the difference. And if that difference is 0 or if that difference is a multiple of 11, then we say that the given number is divisible by 11. Now let us take an example. The example goes like this. For example, number is 988603. What are the alternate digits? 980 is one combination, 863 is one combination. When you add these combinations, you get 17 and 17. The difference of 17 and 17 is 0. Hence, the given number is divisible by 11. Now going ahead, the number is 9491911. So what is the first alternate set? It is 9991. What is the second set? It is 411. Now the sum is 28 and sum is 6. So 28 difference is 22. As 22 is divisible by 11, the given number is also divisible by 11. So this is how we work with the rules of 11. Now, we have a question in the previous paper. It goes like this. If a 4-digit number 7p, 6p is divisible by 11, then what is the maximum number of values that p can take? Now, the rule says, what is the rule for 11? The difference of sum of alternate digits. So the difference would be 7 plus 6 difference p plus p, that is 13 difference 2p should be 0. Now 2p is 13 and 2p is 13, p is a fraction. Now keep in mind p is a digit and p cannot be a fraction value. So we cannot say the difference is 0. Now take the difference is 11. When the difference is 11, the value of p will be 1. And the value of p is 1, the number becomes 7161. So it means that p can take a value as 1. Now let us go with a number called as 22. What 22? So the difference of 7 plus 6 difference p plus p is 22. Now in that case also p is a fraction. So what do you observe? When the difference is 0, p is a fraction. The difference is 22, p is a fraction, and it goes on. So the p is only integer only when the difference is 11. It means that p can take only one value. So this is how we solve problems. Is that fine? Now going ahead, what are the rules for other numbers? Like, what is the rule for 6? The rule for 6 is, whenever you are given a composite number, write that composite number as product of coprimes. Now 6 is 2 into 3. Now check for 2, check for 3. If both are divisible, then that number is also divisible by 6. Now for example, now check for 54960. Now 54960 is divisible by 2, 54960 is also divisible by 3. But it is clear that number is divisible by 6 also. Now similarly, when you want to go with other numbers, the rule for 12 is write 12 as 4 into 3. Keep in mind, write that number as product of coprimes only. You cannot write 12 as 2 into 6 because 2, 6 are not coprimes. 12 is 4 into 3, 4, 3 are coprimes. Similarly, 18 is 2 into 9, 20 is 4 into 5, 30 is 6 into 5, 6, 5 are coprimes. Again, 6 is 2 into 3, so it is 2 into 3 into 5. So this is how we check the divisibility rules for composite numbers. We have rules for 7, 13, 19. Instead of applying them, doing them normally would save a lot of. So put down your thoughts in the comment section and I'll be ready to share my content with you all. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.